Hi, welcome back to the channel Tarot Yogi. I'm Vinit. I read tarot intuitively, and today we have another really special timeless pick a card reading on what do people secretly think of you but won't say. And this reading is really special because it's a collaboration between Princess Tasha Tarot and me. I will link her channel in the description box below, and I will link her YouTube handle in the title of this video, so it'll be easy for you to click on it and check out her reading that she did on this topic as well, and check out her other readings. Go to her channel, go show her lots of love, go subscribe to her. She's an amazing tarot reader and she uploads tarot readings every other day. And I find that very impressive as a tarot reader. So please go to her channel, go show her lots and lots of love. Go binge watch all her readings and let her know you came from Tarot Yogi. And having said that, we have 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1, we have the Living Legend. The Sun card jumped with that. We have the Space Princess, and we have the Visionary. So take a minute, see what pile is being called to you intuitively. The description box below will have the timestamp for your pile. And again, remember, these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot, it helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading. And do go check out Princess Tasha Tarot on her channel, and I will see you guys in your reading. Thank you. Hey, pile number 1, if you chose the Showstopper card, this is your reading on what are people's secret thoughts of you. And this is a collaboration between Princess Tasha Tarot and me, so please do go check out her reading, which will be linked in the description box below. So we're asking angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended master, star family today, what are people's secret thoughts about pile number 1? What do people secretly think of pile number 1 but won't admit? Okay, pile number 1, we have the Lovers, we have King of Cups, we have Ace of Wands, we have the Magician, 9 of Swords, 3 of Wands, Queen of Swords, Death, and the Sun card, and we have the Living Legend card. So what are people's secret thoughts about you that they won't say to you is, a lot of people think that you're really good looking. You could be very conventionally attractive, for my men, women, and everything in the middle. People really think that you have a lot of suitors. Maybe people may even think that you have like multiple lovers or something, which I don't think is the case, but that's just what people secretly think of you. And I think you, by your very nature, you have learned to become more secretive about just everything in your life. And since you've become more secretive, I think you used to wear your heart on your sleeve at some point, but I think you've stopped doing that. And ever since you stopped doing this, people are even more intrigued and curious about your life. Like you have this very like celebrity kind of energy, like you are like the it girl, the it boy. People are very much invested in your life. It almost feels like a movie to a lot of people, and like I said, and I think this is something people notice about you and secretly think about you is, especially people from your past, who have really seen you go through your own fair share of suffering and problems and troubles, and maybe these people could exploit and violate your emotions back in the day, but now they see that you have sort of even risen above them, and you're sort of sitting on your throne like the King of Cups over here, being completely unfazed, so that's what people secretly think of you, that even people who don't really like you and want a reaction out of you, it's very difficult to really get a reaction out of you, because you are truly above it all, just like the King of Cups over here. And we have the Ace of Wands, so I'm getting very, and we have the Ace of Wands, which is a very phallic symbol. So again, it sort of goes into what I was saying about how people find you super attractive, and how people secretly think that you could have anyone you wanted, but I think a lot of y'all are choosing to be single right now, happily so, I would say. Another thing people secretly think of you but won't say is, you definitely have like the magician energy to you. You could practice magic. You could be into divination, manifestation, things like that. Or, you have like a very witchy kind of vibe to you. And I think you may even speak about your spirituality. You may speak about manifestation or something like that, So people secretly think of you as a very strong and a very powerful, abundant manifester, even if you don't see yourself like that all the time, You could be my insomniacs, you could be, you could be consuming Tarot Yogi content late in the night, which I'm very grateful for, but, please get some sleep, or you could be posting things late night. So that's something people secretly notice about you. You know that you are like a night owl over here. You know, you like to maybe work late hours in the night. You know, and you are a bit of a worrywart. You know, you get really worried about things that are very mental. You know, you could have prominent Gemini placements in your birth chart. Yeah, you could definitely have some prominent Gemini placements in your birth chart. You know, so people secretly think of you as someone who really overthinks, who really worries. You know, you could also be super philosophical over here, is what I'm getting. Another thing people secretly think of you is that behind your back that they won't say is, you know, they think you're very patient. You're very patient, you know, and people also see you as very psychic and very perceptive. You know, you're very good at sussing out the problem. You know, you're very good at narrowing down like an eagle on the prey, which is your problem. And you know, you have this ability to just zero in and maybe even cut a lot of people out. You know, people think of you to be very cold. You know, people may think that you're very cold, and I don't even think you're cold. You're just not willing to play other people's games. You know, so kudos to you, pile number one. You know, but people definitely see you, you know, a bit even crude and brash. Maybe the way you speak, maybe the way you communicate. You know, you could have like a no tolerance policy, and people who are very stuck up, you know, find that very abrasive for some reason, which I don't even understand why. You know, so yeah, people definitely think of you that you're not someone that they want to mess with. You know, and a lot of people think that you're leaving behind like a legacy. You know, you could even have like a very creative legacy over here. You know, but a lot of people secretly think that you're meant to do some very big things. You know, we have the living legend card, so a lot of y'all are meant for the spotlight. A lot of y'all could have YouTube channels. A lot of y'all could even read tarot. You know, our Queen of Swords, she's very clairvoyant and she's very clairaudient. You know, so you could very much be called upon at some point in your life to maybe use your clairvoyant and clairaudient gifts over here. You know, another thing people secretly think of you that they won't admit is I think a lot of people are even in awe of you, and some people are jealous of you just because of the very extreme kind of transformations you go through. You know, you could have prominent 8th house, 12th house placements in your birth chart. You know, so you go through a lot of transformations. I would say more often than like the normal person. You know, and I think you need to really dig deep and understand why that is, especially with you in this lifetime. You know, because you're definitely on a sort of a spiritual acceleration growth momentum. You know, you're meant to go through a lot of these changes to become like the highest version of yourself. You know, and you are very much getting that. You know, we have the sun card, and the sun card is literally enlightenment. You know, so you're meant to achieve some level of enlightenment in this lifetime. You know, especially for my very spiritual babes in this file, which I'm sensing there are quite a few. You know, so just know that, you know, you will definitely achieve some level of samadhi in this lifetime. You know, which is a very big deal. You know, so people definitely see that you have this spiritual bent to you, even though you may be like a very worldly person over here. You know, and I would say people are really even like very intimidated by your spiritual abilities. You know, people are very afraid of your ability to transform because they are still stuck in the same place that they were in 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. You know, they haven't really progressed in the way you do. You know, you make leaps and bounds when it comes to spiritual progression, pile number one. And I don't think you always acknowledge this about yourself. You know, so this is something you really should acknowledge about yourself over here. You know, but people notice that you're very passionate about what you do. You know, you're very enthusiastic. You could have a business where, you know, you don't clock in clock out 9 to 5. You know, you're very much invested in any sort of pursuits you have, or, you know, this is your sign to maybe take up a job where, you know, you don't have boundaries between your personal life and your work life. You know, because you're meant to have that. And I think this is very much in your destiny as well. You know, and like, for example, I look at tarot cards for fun. I look at tarot cards when I'm trying to relax. But it has also sort of become my work. And even though I work every day, I don't feel as if I work every day, you know, because I love what I do. So that's what I'm really getting for you, you know. So if you have been trying to conform into doing just a very mundane, everyday, regular job, you're not meant for that. You're meant for greatness, you know. So even the kind of stability and abundance you want, you will be able to create pursuing your dreams over here. You know, that is truly the message for you. And I know I've probably gone way off topic at this point, but I think that was really the message for you, pile number one. That, you're meant to do something super special. You're meant to not follow the path that most people do. You're meant to like be in your own lane, doing your own thing. And I definitely see you succeeding in that, so this is your confirmation. Yeah, but people see you as very, very enthusiastic. People see you as very, very passionate, and they may not even always like give you your flowers as to just how amazing and passionate or even how inspiring they find you, but you're very much admired by number one. I must say that you're very, very, very admired, you know. And people even commend you on being as emotional as you are. I think you're a very, very emotional person, but you really know how to keep a lid on it when necessary. You have this ability to maybe switch into a professional role in like a public figure kind of role, and you have this way of even protecting yourself, so people near and dear ones to you can definitely see that. You could also be very, very connected to birds, crows, owls. Yeah, but I think what people truly admire about you, and they even secretly envy about you, is your ability to regenerate, your ability to feel complete within yourself, your ability to create things and sustain things. These are some really, really powerful attributes, that you truly have, and I don't think you even realize at times. And my eyes are going to the angel on the lover's card, so you're very much tapped in, you're very much in divine alignment, and you're getting your own divine guidance over here. You may be seeing signs, synchronicities, feathers, things like that. You're very much on a divine path for sure, and this is something people secretly think of you. You're very much meant for greatness over here. Yeah, you could have a very quirky way of dressing. You could maybe shop from a lot of vintagey places, or maybe you may even be the other, the very other extreme end, where you like pink things, rhinestones, things like that. You have a very unique way of dressing. You don't follow trends. Yeah, you're very much focused on paving your own path for yourself, and I think people who are jealous of you are people who haven't showed up for themselves the way they need to fulfill their dreams, and they've settled for something ridiculous which you're not ready to do. you know so these are the people that are truly, truly even jealous of you. There is a lot of jealousy coming through over here, but needless to say, you're very, very protected. We have the angel on the lover's card, so you're very, very protected. No one can harm you, no one can touch you, so you have nothing to worry. You're literally the living legend over here by number one. People even notice how much you truly love yourself. You may even be like really into working out or doing yoga, or having that discipline of doing whatever, swimming. Yeah, I'm getting swimming with the Ace of Cups card. So you could very much have a sport that you love doing, and you're very disciplined with it, and people find this very, very attractive about you. You're also very, very ambitious. You're not ambitious in the way that you would like step on other people's toes, but you're ambitious in the way that you really have that leadership quality where you truly believe in like sharing and collaborating. So people that you collaborate with are also very, very fond of you over here, pile number one. Shuffle some oracle. Something I missed. Okay, we have the disseminating moon, the balsamic moon, full moon in Cancer, and new moon in Gemini. And the disseminating moon reads, take time to breathe out, and we have balsamic moon, which reads, a time for healing. So a lot of people may think that you're overworking, especially if you're an entrepreneur, if you have your own business. Like I said, a lot of y'all are called upon here to do something very, very special. And the blue and the purple in this card is really, really standing out to me. So speaking your truth is going to be very, very beneficial for you in your career, I would say. And the truth you will be speaking will be directly downloaded by you, through your third eye. Like I said, you're very, very psychic. You could very much be a tarot reader over here, and you could be influencing the collective in some way. But your voice is very, very important. And I think you're very inquisitive and curious by nature, so I think you should stay that way, pile number one. And we have communication as key, so people really love how well you articulate things. You definitely have a very good and a very beautiful way and a very poetic way with your words. you know and we have a personal issue reaches resolution. So, with that card, what I'm getting is you may have a lot of people that may have actively tried to harm you, maybe like a jealous ex or whatever, that maybe people know about. So, there is like some petty gossip about that, but it doesn't matter. What people are really talking about you is, I think people are really, really happy that you're not in that relationship anymore. So, they're very great, they're very happy and grateful that, you really got your good riddance from whoever the narcissist was in your life. For some people, it was a family member, maybe it was a parent, a brother, whatever. So people definitely notice this, and people secretly think that you're so much better off than you have been, when you were with this person. Any other messages? Yeah, so that's all I have for pile number. Once again, it's a general reading. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot, it helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out for a private reading. And please do go check out the extended reading on Princess Tacha Tarot's channel. I will link her channel in the description box below, and I will tag her YouTube handle, so it'll be very easy for you to find her video. So please go watch all her videos, subscribe, go show her lots of love, and let her know you came from Tarot Yogi. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the Space Princess card, this is your reading on what are people's secret thoughts of you, and this is a collaboration between Princess Tasha Tarot and me. So please do go check out the extended reading on her channel. I will link her channel in the description box below, and I will link her YouTube handle, so it'll be easy for you to click on it and find her channel. So do check out the extended reading on her channel. And we're asking angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, star family today. What do people secretly think of pile number 2 but won't say? Okay, pile number 2, we have the Hangman, we have 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, the Universe, the Devil, 3 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, the Shaman, which is the Magician in this deck, and Knight of Cups. So what people secretly think of you is, people definitely notice this about you. I think you have this very deep dichotomy about you. You have a very polarizing personality. You could be very, very fun with people that your near and dear ones, but you also have this very grim, serious vibe to you, maybe at work, maybe with what you're doing. Maybe you have a job or something that requires you to be stern and be very impartial. So people definitely see this about you. People definitely see you putting on different hats. People definitely see you putting on different hats that they may not want to tell you. But people definitely see that you play all these very, very different roles. Like you may even be a parent. So people are like people may be thinking and talking about like how you are as a parent and how different that is from maybe what you're doing. I'm getting Gordon Ramsay, how sweet he is with his kids, but how brutal he is with the contestants on his show, right? So people definitely see this about you. And by that also what I mean is, people definitely secretly think that you have a very mushy heart. You're very, very emo. You're like super emo, but you have found this way and you've found this structure of keeping that safe for people that you truly love and people that are near and dear to you. And another thing people secretly think of you that they won't say with the Hangman is, you're definitely someone who goes through a lot of ego deaths. You're very, very humble. You don't take a lot of pride in everything that you have achieved. You still have a very like normal next boy girl next door kind of vibe. And this is something people truly admire about you, because you haven't let the success or the money really get to you, in a way that makes you like annoying to people, right? But people also notice about you and that they won't say to you. People's secret thoughts about you is, people can definitely see that you are your biggest enemy. I think you may be very good at what you do. You could be super competitive as well, but the inner saboteur is very, very real with you. And at times what people get irritated with you, or they may even get a little judgy with you, is you're so good with everything, you're so good with people, but when it comes to your own self, when it comes to maybe doing certain things for yourself, you like to feel stuck. You sort of like to feel very, very like stuck with things. And a lot of people feel that you could be so much more ahead than where you are right now if you really didn't get in your way. And I don't think that is completely wrong. I think that is something you need to think about a little more deeply whenever you get triggered, Yeah, but people definitely see that you're very, very intelligent. People secretly think of you as someone who's very, very intelligent. You could have, again, prominent Gemini placements is what I'm getting. But with the Nine of Swords, again, you could be my insomniacs. You could be, sleeping very, very late, or you could be sleeping in the morning, and you have a tendency of maybe assuming the worst before even the bad things have occurred. So even if something bad doesn't happen, it's like, you've already lived it. So you have this very intense emo vibe to you, and people definitely secretly see this about you, even if they may never like admit. We have the universe card. So despite you being stuck in your own ways at times, you being your biggest enemy, or you're not getting enough sleep, all those things, it doesn't affect you when it comes to your work. People definitely see you as a very, very hard worker. You're very, very stable. People secretly think of you to be very, very stable. And if you're single, you're very, very admired. A lot of people may even think that why is someone like you single. And I think you're single because you just haven't met the person on your wavelength. And I think you're definitely tired of just settling for any random thing, right? Which is great. And we have the Space Princess card. So with that, what I'm getting is a lot of y'all have very, very big destinies in this life to fulfill, and a lot of y'all are just doing your own thing. A lot of y'all may have an online business, or you may be entrepreneurs or something. So just know that whatever you're doing, you're meant to have fame. You're meant to be seen. You're meant to be heard in whatever you're doing. And your business will boom. You will go, if you're online, you will go viral. All those things will happen to you. You just have to put your foot to the pedal and just keep being consistent. Consistency is the secret to your win over here. And I think you understand this because, even if the whole world bends, you very much show up and do what needs to be done. And, you don't have any excuses when it comes to your work. And another thing people secretly think of you that they won't admit is they see you as someone that is very, very great to work with. I don't think you like to work with people all the time. But whenever you do collaborate with people, people really appreciate working with you just because you're such a joy to be around. You're such a joy to work with, and you even rub off your good energy on people. So this is something people again really, really admire about you, and you may not always get that compliment, but you have a very healing aura. So that helps. And with the Devil card, I'm getting like the wounded healer archetype over here. You could very much have certain vices of your own. You could have certain addictions. You could maybe have like a drinking problem, something like that. And people can sense this, but they don't want to ask you, and they sort of want you to speak about it, especially if you have like a social platform or something. People can definitely see that you may be struggling with certain things, behaviors. I'm getting especially thought patterns. I think even if you're indulging in some vices, it's because your mind gets too much to deal with. And it's a lot of this mental energy that you sort of need to redirect and find balance. And I think you will find this balance. But despite you being an overworker, despite you being super, super mental, you're still very stable. You have a way of creating abundance. You have a way of attracting money to you. And we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Shaman, which is the Magician. So you can create wealth. You can definitely create wealth. You can create opportunities for yourself. And you're a doer. You show up and you get things done. You're not just going to wait. You're not just going to talk. A lot of people love to talk, right? A lot of people love to talk about what they're going to be doing, and they don't do anything, right? But you're not someone who talks. You're someone who does things. And again, this is something people secretly think of you and really admire about you, but may not always tell you. Especially if you have a public platform or something over here. Another thing people secretly think of you and they won't say is, despite everything, you still do wear your heart on your sleeve. And people can see that you have good intentions. People don't perceive you to be like a malicious person. A lot of people like being around you. And you have this very idealistic, romantic nature to you. We have the Knight of Cups. So you have this very dreamy quality. You have this like visionary energy is what I'm getting. And we have the space princess, so you could very much even identify as a star seed. You're very individualistic. You may not really fit in. You may not really fit in where you're from. You may not really fit in with most people, because you're meant to be special. You're meant to be doing your own little thing in your own little world. Yeah, and a lot of people may even want your attention, but people just see you being in your own world, and even that is super attractive, right? But they kind of wish that you wouldn't be so much in your own world and you would maybe give them attention. And I don't know, I don't really feel that you do need to give them attention. I think you should just be in your own world, right? But yeah, people definitely are like craving and wanting your attention. A lot of people may even think of you as a princess, and you don't even have to be a girl to like be a princess. And by that, what I'm getting is people may even think of you to be very, very bratty just because you have very high standards. You could be my earth signs, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. You could like material things, and you could find value inherent in material things. So yeah, these are people again who are super, super judgmental. So it doesn't matter what they think, but it just came through eye channeling. So people definitely see you as super, super dreamy. People definitely see you as someone who has big goals, who has ambitions, and who's not afraid of going forward and getting things done. People may even think of you to be super lucky, but I don't think it's your luck. It's the fact that you're truly, truly blessed. So a lot of y'all will be leaving some very, very big legacies, and that is also something what people secretly think of you, that you're meant for bigger things and maybe bigger things than what they are meant for. So again, there is that little jealousy coming in, and I feel growing up, you may have been cornered out, you may have been singled out, you may have been bullied, you may have had like a lot of people just standing up against you, just and you were just being yourself, right? And by that, what I'm getting is you will understand later on that it was meant to happen. It was like training for who you want to become, and you're meant to be someone who's very, very strong, who doesn't mind walking alone, who's not afraid of sacrificing themselves for the greater good, and this is something people can really, really see about you. These are people's secret thoughts about you that they won't admit, that you're truly the better person, you're truly the bigger person, and you have this sort of self-sacrificing nature to you. You would really like go out of your way if a cat or a dog was hurt or something like that. Yeah, and I do feel a lot of people feel very jealous of the life you've created for yourself, and I'm saying life you have created for yourself because I truly believe that you have created it for yourself. We have the magician card, and the magician card in this deck is the shaman. So shaman is someone who's not afraid of going into their own inner depths, who's not being afraid of being completely torn apart in your own personal abyss. And then the shaman goes up to the heavens to get the light, and then he comes back to earth and shares the knowledge of heaven and hell on earth, and tells people how to sort of create that path for themselves, right? And I think you are very much in the process of creating this beautiful legacy for yourself. You're not meant to be conventional. You're not meant to have a conventional job. You're not meant to conform pile number two. So please stop trying that. I think you're trying to maybe get stability out of doing things that most people get stability out of. Let me tell you, you're not meant for that. You're meant to create your stability by doing something very, very special, doing something very, very unique over here. And trust me, you will be able to create the kind of stability you want, by really just following your own heart over here and not being so stuck in your mind. I think that is really the message for you over here too, is to get out of your mind. So you need to even ground your energy. I'm feeling like you need to go out for a walk in the grass. If you're living somewhere cold, find another way. Maybe just go walk in a forest or whatever, a beach. Just you have to really, really ground your energy is what I'm picking up over here. It'll really ease all this mental tension that you have. It'll give you a minute to like just breathe and relax, which I also think is very, very required over here. People may even secretly think that you have a very intense gaze. You may have some very beautiful eyes. You may have green blue eyes, something like that. I'll shuffle some oracle. Anything I missed for pile number twos. Okay, pile number two, we have Blue Moon, which reads believe in the impossible. So, what people secretly think of you is you're very courageous, you're very bold, you're very daring. You know, you take chances even if they're very very slim because you know it's going to work out for you. And people don't always understand this about you. You know, they may play it off as oh you know it's a fluke or whatever, but it's not. You know, it's very divinely guided. Like I said, you know, with the Hanged Man, you're not afraid of sacrificing things for the greater good. You know, and that is what separates you from people who are like your enemies, and they're just not willing to put in the work that you have to be where you are right now. You know, so there's a lot of projection also that happens with you. You know, and take it as a compliment. You know, like just don't let it really bother you. You know, let it be like water off a duck's back because it truly doesn't matter. You know, I think these people are just in awe of how you can truly take chances on yourself. You know, you really haven't given up on yourself, which I feel a lot of people around you have. You know, so when a lot of people around you have given up on themselves, but you know they see you living your dreams, they're obviously bound to feel some kind of way. But again, you're just really really protected over here, and the more the more risks you take, the more rewarding it is going to be for you. You know, we have the Blue Moon, and you know blue moon only happens very rarely, so you know you are that rarity. You know, you are that star seed. You know, like your soul is definitely not formed here, pile number two. You know, and people definitely even notice this here. They may not even have the spiritual jargon to maybe say that, but they just don't understand why are you so different. You know, what is it that is so different about you? You know, they just cannot put their finger on it. Any other messages? Yeah, so that's all I have for pile number two. Is again, it's a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading. And please do go check out the extended reading on Princess Tasha Tarot's channel. I will link it in the description box below. So please go subscribe to her channel, go show her lots of love, go binge watch all her content. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number three. If you chose the visionary card, this is your reading on what do people secretly think of you but won't say. And this is a collaboration between Princess Tasha Tarot and me. So please do go check out the extended reading on her channel. I will link her channel in the description box below, so you can definitely check out the extended reading she did on her channel. And having said that, we are asking angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended master, star family today. What do people secretly think of my pile number threes but won't say? Okay, pile number three, we have the lovers. We have Eight of Pentacles, Chariot, Ace of Cups, Three of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Five of Swords, the Temperance, and we have the Visionary card. So what people secretly think of you but won't say is, you know, people definitely see that you're very, very conventionally good looking. You're very, very attractive, you know. Even if you are like a little thick or skinny, whatever you are, people find you attractive. You know, the shape you have is very, very attractive to a lot of people, you know. And people secretly think of you and won't say, and I don't think you get the appreciation of just how much of a hard worker you are. I think you work very, very hard, and I think people take notice of how hard you work, but they may not even always give you your flowers, you know, especially people at work, you know. And I'm getting, yeah, so it could be a lot of people at work also. You know, they really admire your work ethic, they really admire your consistency, your discipline. You know, people really see that. You know, they may not always tell you this, but they just love how dedicated you are to what you do. You know, and you're someone who doesn't get very stuck. You don't stay stuck. You always find very creative ways of getting through any kind of situation. You're very good at, you're very good at even making like a bad thing work in your favor. And I'm just getting Florence Welch in my mind. And you know, I was just recently watching this video where she spoke about how she went and she did an extra song for the new album that she couldn't complete, you know, because she broke her leg, you know. So you're not the kind of person who would just stay down and out. If you broke your leg, you know, you would probably go and write a song or something. Again, I'm just giving like this example because it just came to me in my head, you know. And by that, what I mean is you don't complain, you know. Even if you have a pause, even if you're like, you know, if you don't have a lot of things going your way and you feel stuck, you know, you make the most of being stuck. I think you inherently understand that it is like a divine pause that you're getting, you know. And you get to rework some other things that you probably couldn't finish, you know. So you don't get irritated easily, you know. You even if you have a short temper, you don't get angered very easily, you know. I'm getting Taurus energy. You don't have to be a Taurus, you know. You could have prominent Taurus placements or prominent Venus placements. You definitely have some You may either have like Venus in Taurus or Venus in Libra or Venus in Pisces. You know, like you have this very exalted beauty about you and this just timelessness, you know. And people definitely see you as a visionary, you know, people definitely see that you don't budge, you don't follow trends, you know what you want and you go after it, even if it's not popular in the moment, even if people don't get your vision, you definitely go for it, you know. And people may even at times think that, you know, you do have your head in the clouds at times, you know, people may perceive you to be very naive, people may perceive you to be very optimistic, which you are, you know. And on this Britney card, you know, the whole background is purple, you know. So your third eye is very, very active, and I feel your third eye will get more active as time passes, you know. So not a lot of people can fool you, you know. And you could even be tarot readers over here, you know. That's what I'm picking up. Another thing people really love about you is you have a lot of love. You have a lot of love for yourself, and you're a natural leader, you know, especially in workspace or something like that. You're very good at leading people, you know. And you have a lot of love for yourself, and people respect this, people admire this, and people find this very, very inspiring, you know. You may even show people ways to love themselves, and they may not even tell you this, you know, or even they may not even always register, you know, like maybe you have like a workout routine and you're very disciplined with it, you know, and people see how rewarding that is for you and how happy it makes you, you know. So you're like an influencer, you make people want to like go work out, you know, like fit it to your situation. That was just like a general example that came to me in my head, you know. And people definitely see that you even like you work very, very hard, but you also party hard, you know. Like so this could be people that you party with, you know, maybe your colleagues also after office or something, you may be getting some drinks or whatever. And you know, people definitely see you very lighthearted, people see you, you know, you're the life of the party, and you know, you know how to get down when it's time to get down, you know, like you know, you really know how to party is what I'm saying over here. That's something people admire about you, you know. I don't. You're very light. Pile number three. I think you're just naturally very, very light, and I don't think that was always the case. I think people did always like you, but they were also very jealous of you. They didn't understand you. They were very threatened by your light. You know, you could say that they were very threatened by your authenticity, your light. You know, just how one of a kind you truly are, and because of that, you may have been cornered, you may have been bullied, you may have been outcasted. You know, but you've just used all those experiences to make you into a more beautiful person, you know. All that has just made you even more compassionate towards people, you know. And we have the progression here of the Four of Swords and the Five of Swords. So it's very clear over here, you know. You rest, you give yourself the love, you know, you know when to take time out. You're very good at that. You know, you could even be a meditator over here, you know, you could be very good at meditation. You or if you haven't tried, maybe give it a try. You definitely have the aptitude to meditate over here, I would say, you know. And people see you as very, very strong. People secretly think that, you know, you're not someone who will bow down from a fight. You know, you're very, very proud in who you are, and that's also something people admire about you. But people can secretly tell that, you know, you would not fight a fight if it didn't support your highest ideals, and if it didn't really offend you in a very deep way, you know. So you're not someone who is quick to anger, you're not someone who fights very fast, you know. So if you're pissed, then it must be something very serious, is what I'm trying to say, you know. The person must have really crossed certain lines or boundaries to like have you pissed, you know, because you're very accommodating is what I'm getting. And people secretly think of you like that, you know. People see how loving and how chill and how cool you are, you know. You could be very like non-judgmental, you know. You could be like that cool person that doesn't mind hanging out with anyone and everyone, you know. You very much have that vibe. And like I said, you know, you may have been abandoned, things like that, but that hasn't affected you in a negative way. If at all, it has made you even more compassionate, even more beautiful, you know. You could definitely identify as Earth Angel over here, you know. And we have the Temperance card, so you know exactly what to say when to whom. You're very good at, you know, communicating things. You're very good at balancing things out, you know. You're very good at finding your own inner balance, you know. Even if at work, I don't know why I'm getting work a lot for this pile. It may be for some reason, you know. This could be a lot of people at work, you know. People definitely see that even if you have been given a lot of work on like a day, you know, you will get it done. You will find a way to get it done even if you had like prior work, you know. So you're also very admired by your bosses. I'm getting like a very workplace vibe over here, But another thing people really secretly think of you and they won't like admit to you is just how much in awe they are of everything you have been able to create. And I don't think people always saw your vision. People don't always acknowledge your vision, but when they sort of see you progressing, when they see you making strides consistently, that's when it hits them, and it makes them realize that you were right all along. So you may have a lot of that where people don't initially believe in you until you succeed, and then you may have a lot of people who maybe kicked you out of their lives just because they thought that they were better than you or whatever. And now you're like doing really well for yourself, so those people are just very stunned because they somehow felt as if you couldn't do good if it wasn't for them or something. So you definitely have some rats in your life, which I don't even think these people are near you, but I was just channeling, so it just came through. So you definitely have some roaches and rats in your life who have nothing better to do, who are very stuck up. They're stuck in the same place that they were 20, 30, 50, how many ever years ago, and these people are not progressing the way you are. So there is a lot of jealousy here also about the kind of progress you're making, you know. And I genuinely believe that I don't think a lot of people know your true story. You may come off as very mysterious even if you don't want to. Like you're naturally someone that people love projecting on. You're very individualistic, therefore people can't really pin you down. Even if people try to pigeonhole you and box you, it never really works, because if they're lucky enough to be around you, they do realize that there's so much more to you than meets the eye. You definitely have that depth and that tenacity about you. You definitely have layers. Pile number 3, that's what I'm trying to say. So don't pay any hate any mind. It doesn't matter. They're not even going to affect you in any sort of way. you know People can also tell that you're not very conflicting with yourself. You're definitely in alignment with all parts of yourself. And people can tell that you definitely have done the work to be at this point in your life. So there is a lot of admiration that happens, which I don't think you always get. I don't think people always tell you. I think people always think that, oh, you may have a lot of people around you to tell you how good you are, but I don't think you have a lot of people around you to tell you how good you are. So let me give you your flowers, pile number 3. you know you work very hard, you don't care about the weather. On the 8 of Pentacles card, it's raining, so you may show up to work when it's a rainy day. It doesn't matter. Even if you're sick, you're going to show up, get things done. You have this very business mogul kind of mindset, and that itself is going to take you very, very far. So you're not going to have to worry about money ever again. So don't worry. Money stress is not even something for you. You're meant to have a very abundant and a very beautiful and a very rich life growing up. Pile number 3. So just please know that, and you will be able to find balance. I think that's another thing you need to remember, that this innate ability for you to moderate yourself, find balance, pour yourself back up again, all these things, these are natural gifts that you have. And you have been given these gifts for a reason. Yes, you will be tested, but that doesn't take away any of your skills and your ability to do these things. If at all, it will be a chance for you to work on your skills and make them even better. And I think you have that very grand view of looking at things. You don't look at problems as problems, you look at problems as opportunities to grow. And that is something, again, people really admire about you. You have these very natural leadership qualities. You're meant to lead a lot of people in this lifetime, is also what I'm getting. Whether you do it in a very conventional sense, whether you do it in an office, whether you do it sitting in at your home, online, whatever you do, you're meant to have an impact on a lot of people. You're meant to sway and just affect a lot of people and help them heal in a way. I'm gonna definitely also getting some healer energy. I think a lot of people like being around you, and they don't always have an explanation or an understanding why. It's because you're a healer. It's because you have this very strong healing energy that you may even see birds come to you randomly, animals, things like that. Yeah. Shuffle some oracle. Anything I missed? Okay, by number 3, we have the new moon, which reads a new start is coming, and again, it's all the purple. So I feel right now you are at a place in your life where not a lot of things are known to you, but you know enough. You're being intuitively guided. So please pay close attention to your gut feelings, your intuition. If you feel you should be around someone, be around them. If you feel sick being around someone, probably don't be there. You're very much divinely guided, and I feel you're coming into a very beautiful time in your life where you will be able to maybe earn more, maybe change jobs, something like that. A lot of y'all may even be moving, but you have a brand new beginning coming towards you. You know, all the hard work you've put in, it has not been missed. You know, all your hard work is being seen, and all the love you've been putting out into the world will find its way back to you in ways you can't even fathom, you know. So that is really the message for you over here. You know, just keep doing, keep manifesting. You're very, very close to achieving everything that you've always wanted, you know. Any other messages? Yeah, that's all I have for pile number 3s. Again, it's a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading. And please do go check out the extended reading on Princess Tasha Tarot's channel. Go subscribe to her, go binge watch all her readings, go show her lots of love. I will link her reading in the description box below, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Thank you.